Hi, I'm Jess and I'm a recovering modern literature reader. Basically, I've only read books that have been published in the last 20 years and I want to read some more classics. So I thought I'd create this series to keep a bit of a digital journal to let you know what I've read, whether I found the writing accessible, maybe if the stories held up. And whether I recommend it if you're in the same boat and also want to get more into classics, modern classics. Let's start with the first book I picked up, which was Abigail by Magda. This was written in 1970s but was translated into English in 2020, so it's still quite a recent book for us English readers. Don't know if you can hear my son in the background. But the book follows Gina, who's about 14-15 years old when the story starts. She's living at the beginning of World War II and she's the daughter of a high-ranking general. Now, as the war breaks out, he decides to send her away to a boarding school for her protection but doesn't communicate that with her. So she's left with her imagination to think of what possible reason her father has to send her away from all her friends and family to this random boarding school. When she arrives, she decides to act out in the hopes that she'll get expelled and sent back to her dad. But when she enters into a bit more trouble than she bargained for, her peers tell her about a statue called Abigail and tell her that if she writes to Abigail, that Abigail will be able to grant her wish, help her out, be her guardian angel. You get the gist. And that's where the story takes us, and I won't say anything else. You will have to read it. I found the writing was super accessible. It took me a little bit to get into the story, but I think that was more so me having to disengage from my previous book than it was anything to do with this book and the writing. The story gripped me. There was some twists and turns and I wasn't able to guess most of them, which for me is always a mark on whether a book that includes those sort of elements is successful or not. And I would recommend this. I know that Magda is popular for her novel The Door, but I do really recommend starting with Abigail. See you next time.